Alright, so we're in our reenactment of the Battle of La Drang. Let's follow our helicopter assault in of the Marine. Let's get into it. Let's see if we can just latch onto a helicopter here. I think that's not going to work out. Basically, we're coming in for a huge helicopter assault. We see that the Viet Cong, again, they're not perfectly represented. They're represented more by Soviet troops, but still, they have very similar equipment, so it's going to be good representation of the Viet Cong. Here we have two groups of helicopters. We have our main wave trying to come into the middle of the map, so this is going to be a cool assault. And then we have our side wave over here, who are going to be moving in, and they're trying to secure the valley over here. So again, not a one-for-one reenactment, but just a similar reenactment of helicopter troops trying to assault a Vietnam stronghold and being heavily outnumbered. So that's what we're trying to go for here. So let's watch. The helicopters are bringing down our troops. We're deploying our troops just like the movie. It's very similar to the movie here. And our troops are just waiting for orders. This is just me taking some time. That's okay. So we're going to be deploying right here. You're going to see the MVA moving in. They're moving into the force, and they're also moving in over here. We're going to see that the MVA are also moving down the valley. So let's watch them move in over here. Our helicopter troops over here, they've successfully deployed. So we're going to see helicopters are going to take off in a second here while our troops are getting ready for the assault. So this is going to be pretty good. They're going to assault a little bit in the valley, trying to take the main choke point and then just hold on to that choke point in the valley. So that's going to be pretty good for them. Over here we have our scouts are setting up for defense. We're going to try to hold a certain portion of the valley. And then after we do a successful defense, we're going to go on the offense. Remember, we're heavily outnumbered. So if you look at these numbers, guys, right? We are heavily outnumbered because we're using helicopter troops. The scouts were the only ones that had the Hueys available, so I had to use mostly scouts and M60. We're heavily outnumbered, so this is going to be a real challenge for the US side to try to pull this off. Over here we have the MVA moving up on the street over here. So you're going to see... Again, they're using these trucks. Not really realistic, but in WARNO we have to use what we got. There's no way to deploy infantry on foot. Over here we have the MVA setting up. They're going to be coming out pretty soon over here. So the MVA are moving out. And just follow the truck's light over here. Can you click on them? No? Going to turn back the HUD just because without the HUD it's actually pretty hard to see. So over here we have a huge encounter between the Marines and the MVA. We're doing a good job of suppressing them down. I do have one chevron of veterancy on these guys, so they're going to be pretty good in the infantry fight. Over here we got a huge airstrike coming in, destroying the Sanki. Airstrikes are also going to be key. Again, when you're this outnumbered, guys, I think they outnumber me maybe 2-1, I'd like to say. If this outnumbered, you're going to need airstrikes and artillery. I did set up also some artillery over here, and let's watch the artillery fire. This is a 105mm artillery brought in on Chinooks. So again, pretty accurate as well. In the actual Battle of La Drang, I don't think they brung in 105 artillery, but I used it in this scenario because it would be very possible that they had like some type of artillery support. So it was just something I wanted to put in. Let's see if we can get these guns firing. See if we can get that salute. Let's see what they're firing at. So they're having shells come in. I think the shells are about to come in on this mountain over here. The trajectory is actually pretty bad, so let's see if the shells actually come in. They do come in, but a miss over here. Over here we have the MVA trying to move up, and they have the scouts in the force waiting for them. So we're going to see a little mountain battle over here. Over here I successfully set up my defense over here, so you're going to see that we're just going to open up on them with the 50 cal. Again, has been basically since after World War I has been available. So 50 cal is historically accurate for this scenario. And so we're putting down suppressing fire on them. 50 cals doing great work, and then we have the scouts coming in on that too. That's pretty nice. Over here we have some Soviet ambush. Looks like they got really behind. They got behind our lines, and these MVAs are just gonna start ambushing us. We got another helicopter landing over here. These guys are trying to secure this very crucial mountain area. Again, this is very similar to the movie, and that helicopter just does not last long. MVA has their RPGs just going crazy. You see the MGs, they've been deployed, and let's see this 50 cal going to work. Or those are M60s, sorry, not 50 cal. So they're going to work over here, so this is pretty nice. Just absolute mayhem and chaos over here. Look at this. MVA are behind enemy lines. Helicopter assaults are really, really tough to pull off. And these MVA are going to shred my guys, so this is a huge mess over here. Let's see what's happening in the center. In the center area, I'm holding a great defense over here. Let's watch this go down. And we're doing a great job defending over here. We're holding off the Desanki. Over here, we have another good defense. So we took the houses early. When you take these warehouses early, it allows you to defend a lot easier. So we're holding them off. They're scared to push up for obvious reasons. Over here, we have the Sanki on the side. They're doing a good job actually of bypassing me. So they're bypassing me and they're going down this road. So what I did is I deployed some M60s over here. So pretty soon we're going to have them move up and just get in a better defensive stance. But they're doing a good job of trying to bypass me. Like, look at all this force, right? One machine gun is not going to be able to take out all these Desanki moving up. So again, MVA and Soviets had basically very similar equipment. Maybe not as advanced for the MVA, but they had very, very similar equipment, guys. So this is not exactly inaccurate. Over here we have more Hueys putting on fire. Let's watch some Hueys putting on fire. They really don't do much damage, I actually noticed. So, like, even though they have that M60, I don't know why they just don't do that much damage. So I'm not sure if that's just a balance of WARNO, but they just don't really do much. So over here we have the MGs have taken the main building here. This is the main warehouse that guards the entrance. What's going to happen is we're going to be able to absolutely wreck them. Right, the reinforcements have to come into this little valley area, and if they can't secure this road over here, they're going to be cut off, and that's exactly what's happening over here. So they were looking pretty good in the beginning, the MVA. Right, they took down our helicopter over here, so they did a good job of that. But then they just didn't secure this main warehouse, and that's going to lead to their downfall pretty quickly here. Over here in the valley, basically they've sort of somewhat conceded the valley to me a little bit. So this is a huge mistake for them, because if you fight this valley, you fight pretty well. You can get on here and you can secure the blue, you know, the second blue zone. So that was a huge mistake by them. Over here, again, we're still shredding these guys. Let's see what's happening. Oh my God! So that air power is absolutely insane. Again, in this scenario, I really try to model it very similar to the Battle of Ladrang Valley with the air power and, you know, type of units they use, right? M60 machine guns, scouts with M16s and M60s. So I really tried to model that just so that we can have an accurate battle and have some fun with this. I'm not doing as great of a job using air power. I probably should be using it more, but it's pretty hard to coordinate because you have artillery here, you have the infantry you're coordinating, and then you have to, on top of that, coordinate air power. So this Sasanki is going to get absolutely wrecked. In WARNO, they did recently nerf artillery, so it's really not that great, especially the 105s. They really weren't that great before, but after they nerfed them, you know, units can take direct hits from 105s and not lose a single soldier. Like that's literally what's happening with artillery. So artillery is actually not that great. Let's watch this additional helicopter landing over here. Our troops are getting out, and these Hueys look absolutely beautiful, guys. Like, look at the model for the Huey. Very accurate, absolutely beautiful. And we're watching it happen. We have a huge fight over here, so they just tried to push past. Huge mistake over here by them, probably a misclick or something. They tried to just like push past, and it just didn't work out at all. These 50 cals absolutely shred, guys. These are game changers. Like, look at what they're doing to these infantry. They're basically causing a full-on rout. And the units for the MVA, I think they do have a chevron of experience too, so they're not bad units. These Desanki are actually pretty good. They show at least the bravery of the MVA, right? Because they have good traits. Over here, you see we've basically secured this area, and what we're doing is we're dictating the battle over here, right? So if you look what's happening, we have this area secured over here. We need to do a better job of securing the back area, but for now that's fine. Over here we have a great defense, and we're slowly pushing up. So my scouts were previously in this first line of warehouses, and then they moved up to the second line. So we're slowly moving up, and we're slowly just doing good work on them to take them out of the fight. They're taking tons of casualties over here. So we're going to slowly, step by step, move up, because again, we don't have tanks, we don't have infantry fighting vehicles, so we have to slowly helicopter our guys in and move up. It's not as flashy as some of the tank fights. Over here, we've done an absolutely great job. Again, when we first landed here, it was such a disaster. We had absolutely no shot of doing anything, but over here, we're doing a great job. Moving in more scouts. These scouts are actually pretty good infantry. I was surprised at their performance. These Desanki are going to get absolutely wrecked over here. These 50 cals, the work they do is just insane. They shred infantry so quickly. And that's basically what we're seeing here. They can't catch a break. These MVA are just getting shredded in frontal assault, so this is not going to be fruitful for them. Once you put down 50 cals in a choke point, and sorry, we got more bombs coming in. Oh my god, wow. Bombs came in and absolutely cleaned house. That's crazy. If we got more aircraft coming in. The aircraft are pretty good, especially these F4s. These F4s, the German variant, they're extremely good. They can drop like 12 bombs, which is insane. Basically like a bomber, to be honest. Over here we have our troops moving up. See if we can zoom in a little bit more. Again, they have some kit that looks like more like scout troops, but if you look, they have M16s and M60s, so that's Vietnam era kit. No M14s, but that's okay. Let's see, so we have a huge buildup over here. They're moving in, they're trying to really push this area over here and turn our flanks. Over here, the scouts have done a good job. They're actually going to move up as well. They're going to get into the city. We want to take this area and proclaim it as our own. Over here, you see that they have now basically made the ultimate sin, right? They've set themselves up where there's only one choke point in and they can't move forward. So now they're pretty much stuck. They don't know what to do here. I think they were trying to do a flanking attack. They do have one guy behind enemy lines, but they're not using him correctly. But basically what I've done is I've garrisoned the area and now they're just stuck. So this is going to be juicy target for airstrikes. They're really going to struggle. I think this guy already dropped his napalm, but they're really going to struggle to take this spot. Like, guys, look at the amount of infantry they have moved up. That sucks for them. Over here we have Hueys moving up reinforcements. What they've done is they've tried to turn our flank over here, so I guess that was pretty smart because I wasn't guarding it. You know, attack the weak spots. But it's not going to work out well for them. See these helicopter landings? Helicopter landings look absolutely sweet in this game. It makes you feel so accomplished when you do a successful helicopter landing, because helicopter assaults are really hard. You know, they're in real life and in game, they're hard. Granted, you can't compare the two, but it's hard because like they can easily get shot down. You know what I mean? Like you know, a lot of helicopters don't have that great of weapons on them, so they can't really clear the landing site. You have to pick a good spot and have your infantry just kind of, you know, rough march their way to the objective. So over here we have some stable battle lines. I'm slowly moving them up. Over here, again, I'm doing the right thing, which is step by step, right? Move up step by step, clear them out, take the buildings, and then once they're cleared out, you can move up slowly. So in this scenario, that's really all you can do, because look at how many of them there are, guys. Like, let's step back. Look at my forces, and then look at their forces. Like, I'm basically outnumbered by double, right? Just because the Sankey are so much more cost effective than what I'm deploying. Plus I have like planes and other things that cost a lot of money to deploy. So I have more helicopter troops coming in. Let's watch these guys come in. So they're going to be coming in to support my scouts in the city. Over here, we've done an absolutely great job of just moving up slowly. And you're seeing the battle lines are moving with us. Again, for this battle, if I couldn't bring it in by helicopter, I didn't bring it. So that's why you don't see tanks and other things like that. Because I want to be faithful to the Battle of Ladrang Valley. And I want to be faithful to like the result. And you see F4 comes in and just takes out a whole squad of infantry. Really good job. We're turning the tide over here. Down here, what we did is we did absolutely great work. We're mowing these guys down. We're slowly but surely taking them down, so that's really good. Over here, we have artillery coming down, and these Zanki, they are not doing a good job of trying to avoid the artillery. But again, with the nerf, like, look at these guys, you know, with the nerf, the artillery should have really killed that unit with one guy left, but, you know, it's artillery, right? So here we're moving up to MGs. MGs and buildings are like the bane of your existence, you know, like, they're about to get mowed down pretty quickly here. More scouts coming in. These helicopters just, you know, trying to land in this heavily contested area. So let's see. They're landing. They're dropping off their dudes. They should be picking up here pretty quickly. Over here, if you look, they're just in a bad position all around. They're trying to move in their command vehicle. I think that was a misclick, but there's no way they're gonna break that. Maybe they're just trying to get me to commit more guys there. Over here, 50 cals are absolutely devastating. These 50 cals look just ripping up the truck and the infantry. So if you can get a 50 in a good position, it's like an anti-infantry god. Over here, they're just healing themselves up. I'm also bringing a Chinook for supply. We're trying to even the battlefield up. Over here, we have scouts moving in the city. So the city combat, again, very vicious. They should have the advantage in city combat because the Zanki have like more men per unit. And they're just looking better because they have like airborne, they have the shock troop trait. So they should actually have the city advantage in the city, but they're not really using it that well. So that's not a good idea for them. And the MGs are absolutely just ripping into them. MGs are tough, you know, like... So I gave the MVA mortars. I'll just go back here. I gave them mortars, right? But they look like they're just not really using them much, so... and mortars are not that effective, but, you know, they're something, right? You can bring in a ton of them and then just put down a wall of mortars. Got Hueys that are being unattended to. Over here we got the Zanki taking artillery fire. I don't see them in the forest, by the way, so that's something that if you guys have noticed in game, I actually don't see them in the forest. So if you're wondering like why didn't I just call an airstrike on them, it's because I just literally don't see them. They're hidden and you can't really, you know, what you don't see, you can't really deal with. Over here, this guy actually got behind the lines, and look at this. They actually have more guys behind the lines. So, yeah, I did not notice any of this, to be honest. I think they maybe try to go for the cap in the back, but over here, they've kind of admitted defeat. Like if you look at this, right? Look at the trail of tears over here. They've kind of admitted defeat. Let's go to the fronts that are active. Over here, we have a huge push by the scouts in the city. The scouts are basically wrecking these guys. We got a huge firefight over here. Taking the buildings is absolutely critical. The worst place you can be is right here. Right here. These guys. The edge of the city. Because if they take the buildings, you'll have no way to go in. The only way you'll be able to take the city is if you level everything. Which is really tough to do. Over here, we have the MG setup. There's also a 50 in here. That 50 cal is just gonna absolutely destroy these guys. And let me see if we have aircraft coming in as well. I think think we did call in aircraft at some point. Sorry, I was just so busy during this game. I was just so busy calling in helicopters. The amount of helicopters you have to call in is absolutely insane. Let's see what's happening. And again, this barrage should be like absolutely wrecking them, but look at this, guys. They're taking near direct hits, and they're not, you know, look at that. Near direct hit and barely lost anyone, right? The 50 cals really was doing more of the work than the troops. And we got the napalm strike coming in. And we got more napalm coming in. So the 50 cal and the napalm is really what's getting these guys. The artillery, I just had it just because, right? Why not bring it? But the artillery was not that great. Over here, the 50s and the machine guns are doing their work. Alright, so we have an artillery strike coming in. And look at this, they're finally retreating. Good on them. The artillery was just too much, and honestly, once they lost the warehouse over here, there was really no way for them to go, right? They lost both of these warehouses and this mountaintop. Unless you can helicopter assault it, you know, or you have like heavy tanks, it's pretty hard to take. Over here we have a huge assault. I'm trying to push up through the valley. I also have Hueys, and what these Hueys are going to do is they're actually going to go over the MV8, and we're going to try to take this this capture point back here, right? So that's my plan right now. So I'm doing a ground assault to clear them out. Ground assault is extremely effective. Look at this, guys. 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at that. That's maybe like 10, 50 cals moving forward. These guys are absolutely going to shred infantry, and then the scouts in front of them. So this is a textbook assault. Have the 50s support the scouts. They're absolutely going to destroy the infantry. Over here, let's see our helicopter assault coming in. We have a smaller group and a bigger group over here. And we're about to go in. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out where are they not, right? I can see some of these troops, and I'm trying to land in a better landing spot. I think where I'm at right now should be good. And yeah, they basically lost the valley over here, so they do have some descent key. They should have used these guys because, you know, in the heat of battle with the pincer maneuver, that probably could have worked in the 50 cals, but it didn't. Over here, we're finally making our landing, so let's watch this. The MG crews are dismounting. At this point, I've actually run out of recon soldiers, so I have to use these MG crews. But these MGs are going to be really effective against infantry, so it shouldn't be a problem over here. So we're moving up. We have these M60. It's funny how they carry the M60. The M60 was made to be, it was made so it could be used by a crew of 2, or in some conditions, even just a single soldier who reloads his own belt. Basically, one would be, you know, the gunner, and then one would be like the assistant gunner, who just handles the ammo. And so you see we're moving up over here. We have our command vehicle moving in. More Hueys coming in. We have the M6 coming in. Over here we have artillery taking these guys out. Or just harassing them, to be honest. Again, artillery with the latest patch is more of a harassing tool and a stunning tool, which is, you know, that kind of sucks because, you know, artillery is kind of like the king of battle in real life, so it's like, why would you make it a secondary tool? I don't know, but hey, that's WARNO. So we have these guys are still aggregating over here, right? But they're hidden, so I'm not really sure what the plan is over here. Over here we have the 50 cals are moving up. I have my troops have successfully secured this area. They did not defend it at all, to be honest. So my troops are just gonna go in and they're just gonna secure the area. You know, secure the houses and the forest around. Over here we have a ton of mortars that just weren't used. you know, heat of battle, I guess, and the mortars just not time to be used. If you look right here, what I did is I basically created a absolutely amazing ring of defense, right? So there's defenses everywhere, machine gun positions are everywhere, and it's gonna be really hard to dislodge it. So this is very, very good on my part. Over here, they did go to the forest. So one missed opportunity they had is that I felt like if they would have went through the forest, they actually would have went to split the difference, went down the middle. They could have attacked basically my rear area over here, destroyed the command vehicle, or they could have flanked and they could have taken these buildings over here, and they could have attacked that way. So they missed a bit of opportunity. Over here, I actually found due to the helicopters, I found that these guys were here. So I'm shooting artillery. Just look at how the direct shots, right? Look at the shots. These are direct shots, and they basically barely did any damage. I think I am going to call an airstrike on guys pretty soon. Artillery's coming. Artillery again. It looks cool. You know, it looks pretty cool. I'll hand. Out of all the strategy games I've seen, artillery looks the best on WARNO. It looks absolutely amazing. Look at this guy. And he's getting killed by the 50 cals, not the artillery. Artillery is like rain. It's like pepper. Stupid. We have the Hueys coming back. They're taking damage, but again, with no stingers or anything like that, they're not gonna take too much damage. Over here, I have a huge amount of machine guns just sitting here waiting, trying to discourage them. Alright, let's watch this epic sortie. This is going to be absolutely epic, guys. So, I've discovered all these guys over here, and I'm going to put an end to these shenanigans. So, let's see. 1 drop. 2 drops. 3 drops. Is there a 4th? Yeah, there is. There's a napalm drop coming in on these guys over here. Another napalm drop coming in. So, I've basically dispersed all these guys. So, that was a huge disaster for my opponent. We have another AT drop coming in. Oh my god, wow. That was a huge disaster for them. And that'll kind of signal the end of the game here. So if you look, we did come out on top. We were heavily outnumbered in the beginning, but just due to our smart play, we were able to come back. Let's watch this napalm drop coming as well. It was a good game. It was really difficult just because of being outnumbered. But ultimately, I was able to pull out the victory. So somewhat, historically accurate with how the Marines did it in actual battle. Thanks for watching, guys. For more of these WARNO massive battles, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, guys.